Now, brutal attacks on journalists continue. This time in Madhya Pradesh, Tikamgarh, 5 journalists were beaten up, tortured and stripped naked by the liquor mafias in the area. The journalists were attempting to expose the liquor mafias for operating illegally. Soon after the journalists reached the area, they were attacked by the goons and their vehicles were also vandalized. So these are the visuals on your screen from Madhya Pradesh, where we can see how a group of journalists are being attacked by the liquor mafias. And this time, this particular case is being reported from Tikamgarh. Remember, this only comes 3 days after we reported on how a journalist was in fact attacked and stripped in the Sidhi district of Madhya Pradesh, and that particular incident captured also captured the face of police brutality, where we showed you how a journalist was attacked, thrashed and stripped by the police officials in Madhya Pradesh Sidhi district over the journalist's bid to write an article against an MLA. And once again, a case of utmost brutality and torture being reported against the scribes in BJP-ruled Madhya Pradesh. These are the visuals on your screen, where we can show you how just 3 days back, in fact, a journalist along with a group of 7 other people was stripped naked in the Sidhi district. And this time, once again, a case of brutal attack on a journalist, and which is particularly being reported from the Tikamgarh district.
पत्रकार राजधानी वीडियो बदली चुगली के न्यूरोची हवाई चेन छुड़ा लेगा 5-6 तोला की गाड़ी बिठा डाली और चांदी की बात छुड़ा लेगी, कपड़ा पटा रहा है, बहुत मारो रास्ता में गाड़ी में बांध रहा है, हमें मारो, इनसे भी गलत बोला था, इन्हें छोड़ आए, इन्हें भी मारो।
आपको कहाँ छोड़ा उन लोगों ने?
हमें इतने पटक के थाने के बाहर
उठा के लाए थे। हाँ। हमारे सामने से।
हाँ।
तो कहाँ ले गए थे आपको?
कचुनी रास्ता में मारा था, चेन छुड़ा ली, 2 मोबाइल छुड़ा ले, एक 3 मोबाइल है, 2 मोबाइल छुड़ा लेगा, एक मोबाइल पता नहीं जाके देगा।
And I'm being joined by my colleague Govind live on the broadcast, who's reporting from Bhopal. Govind, this is the second case of brutal attack on a journalist in the last 3 days. 3 days back, we reported on how a journalist was in fact stripped naked in the Sidhi district of Madhya Pradesh for writing against an MLA. And this time, a very, very brutal assault on a group of journalists for exposing the liquor mafias. What exactly is happening in the state of Madhya Pradesh?
Certainly, the Sidhi district incidence is still it's still buzzing, and entire nation witnessed that how inside the lockup the journalist with 7 others were behaved in a very inhuman way. But now, after 3 days in Tikamgarh district, 5 journalists, local journalists, were brutally behaved there by the liquor mafia as they were covering the allegedly operating liquor shop. So this is exactly what we can understand the sequence of stripping to torture the local journalist in Madhya Pradesh continues, and this is the first example after 3 days as happened there in Sidhi, now in Tikamgarh. But it's okay that the police has registered an FIR, but still those who tortured this journalist and 4 others are still out of the police reach. So this is quite a questionable that in Madhya Pradesh, journalists, local journalists, in fact, are being tortured by the mafia, that time inside the police custody by police in themselves. Now the liquor mafia is in for mafia side, or we can say villain side. So this is exactly what we can understand, that it's quite a harassing picture which is continuously coming in Madhya Pradesh, first in Sidhi and now in Tikamgarh district of Madhya Pradesh.
All right, another question. Why is it taking so much time? In fact, all right, apologies. That's all the time we have for the story, but thank you for all those updates, Govind.